Hi, I'm Narelle Pamuk and I'm the founder of Sai Kung Stray Friends shelter. This is a wonderful dog shelter here. Many years ago when I started up with Stray Friends, myself and some volunteers would sit in the main part of the town. We'd have some puppies and dogs there. But when it came 5 o'clock, if people on the street hadn't taken home a dog or a puppy, what would we do with them? So I ended up very quickly in my own residential home going to having 8 dogs almost immediately in my house. Another volunteer had quite a few. Then we realised the need for a shelter. So that's how the shelter came into fruition. All the dogs that we do rescue and bring into our shelter, they all get the best of medical care. Full medicals, medications, vaccinations. Every dog, when we first bring them in, if they're not desexed already, will be desexed and vaccinated. The major needs of the dogs is us, our shelter, and going further than that, they need their exercise. Every dog in the shelter, whether we have 120 or 130, every dog will get a walk and every dog will get a freshly cooked hot meal of chicken and dry food. So their needs are just basic, I guess no different to humans. They want shelter, they want food, water and love. Well, we're actually located at Tai Lam Woo. The location is perfect because we are away from the residential area, but still accessible by car, and we have on-site parking. There is such a need to help adult dogs because they're like humans, they get arthritis, a lot of the times older dogs have problems with their spleens, sometimes we have to have removal, and they really do need more care. And we welcome anybody to come and visit our shelter or make a donation. We have many programs because the work we do, we rescue dogs, we rehabilitate dogs, and they're stray dogs, they're abandoned dogs, they're sick and injured dogs. You know, we cover such a section of dogs, but what we do, our whole purpose is to help dogs to have a better life. So if you want to get behind the work we do, we would really love to have you make a donation or follow the work we do. Programs that we have available to people, and that's anybody, whether they have a dog, own a dog, but it's also good if they don't have an animal, they can sponsor an animal. And we don't have a set fee per month. It's up to the people. They could sponsor a dog's meals. Once a month, $300 would give a dog a good cooked meal every day. It could be just like sponsor a kennel fee. It does cost us about $2,500 to keep one dog per month in the shelter. So we're open to any sponsorship amount. So if anybody really wants to show any support, they can just email us on our donate fundraising email and we will respond, and they can choose and select what program they'd like to support. There's always a lot of maintenance to be done at the shelter. You know, the gates on the doors, there's always repairs, and there is always genuine projects. But the one we are actually working on right now is the adjoining land we have. We are fencing it all off so the dogs can have the enjoyment of running freely and having some fun out there, because at the moment we have an invasion of pigs. It started off with one pig and then Mummy brought her children, and now it seems to be uncles and nieces, and the pigs have made so much destruction to the land that it's not safe for us to let the dogs go out and play. So at the moment we've got the fence starting, but it is a costly project, so that is something that we really would appreciate, having any kind of donor support, because it really will bring a lot more freedom to our dogs. The Meals on Wheels program started 12 years ago when I moved from Hong Kong Island to Sai Kung. I went up this particular street and I had never ever seen so many dogs in one location all looking so poorly. They were hungry. So with a vet, I just took it on as my own project, and we went in and we captured all the dogs, we desexed them, we vaccinated them, and then that's how Meals on Wheels started. Then I realised that they needed a good meal every day. So every lunchtime I would deliver meals. And then when the last of them became 8 years old, I brought them here into the shelter because they're at the age where they really needed more medical care. And it's just sort of gone on from there. There's more dogs in other locations, so they're all managed by us and under our Meals on Wheels program for food and medications. We like to take adoption very seriously because it really is a long time commitment. People would take a dog on impulse, and then after a few days they'd say, oh, it's not working out, they would return them. So our adoption policy is something that we like to do slowly. We ask the people to come to the shelter, have a few mornings walking the dogs, and then they will quickly see which one is appealing to them. Then we concentrate on them coming back 2 or 3 times to walk that dog and to build a relationship. It is so important. We find that the first week is the escape time for every dog to really get panicky in this new environment. So it's very crucial that we do the whole process correctly. And I must say I feel very proud that our successful adoptions is high. But I think it really, really is important to do this bonding before anybody takes a dog. And we don't ask them to adopt. They must take it home first for a trial. And I don't put a time frame because the dog doesn't have to be the right fit for the family. It has to be the family the right fit for the dog. And we like it to be a forever adoption. Welcome to our Sai Kung Stray Friends visual video of our shelter. We're at 151 Tai Lam Woo, Sai Kung, New Territories, Hong Kong. We call this the home of stray friends. It's a place where animals can come for safety, care and love. At the moment we have approximately 113 dogs that have come to us either from rescue, whether they be injured, abandoned or just stray dogs. When they come to us we get them medical treatment to assess their health, vaccinated and desexing, and then they stay in our adoption program, those ones that are suitable, and those that are not, this remains their permanent home. On weekends we have many visitors that come that will walk the dogs, bath the dogs. It's a wonderful help when people do come because having high volumes of dogs, there is a lot of work. But they're all very contented. And I always say the dogs in this shelter are the lucky dogs. We've tried to create a lovely environment. No animal here is confined. There's plenty of freedom, open doors, but also there's lots of safety here. The dogs are graded on the basis of compatibility. And the dogs are very social. We have educational programs here where schools come, or anybody who's interested to know a little bit about dogs and how to have responsibility of dogs and how to really get to know a dog. We do give them 1 quality meal a day, which consists of 2 bags of 20-pound dry food, 17 bags of chicken which we cook, and we use 13 canned foods as well. Once or twice a week they also get boiled eggs added. We try to give them 1 quality meal a day, and it does keep them healthy. A very quiet, subdued dog shelter. All very spoilt, all very happy and contented. We've tried to make a nice environment here. We plant many trees to bring in the shade, but also to make it a very nice place to be. We struggle so much to keep this beautiful shelter operational. And Hong Kong money, it's about 160,000 a month. You know, our rent is so high, our food costs, our electricity, our vehicles, our limited staff. There's so much to keep a dog shelter operational. Our kennel rooms are large. Dogs have bedding, Most of the rooms have gardens to the rear, or the centre rooms have courtyards. This poor boy Tyson was rescued from a typhoon and he fell off a boat swimming for his life for 2 days. All the dogs in the shelter have a story. Some are not the happiest and some are okay, but all the dogs in the kennel are happy dogs. We have washing machines. We wash every day. We dry. Our water comes from the mountain, so we have boilers to make sure the drinking water of the dogs is pure and clean. That makes a bit of an impact on our electricity. Every day the dogs come out of these kennel rooms, and they're very large sized rooms, and then they go outside to the outer enclosures while all the internal cleaning takes place. It's a thorough clean every single day. We're proud of our shelter, and we do run on a minimum of staffing, 1 full-time kennel manager, and we do have 3 part-time ladies that come to give a hand, which are supported just by volunteers dropping in. We've worked hard. We try to promote better understanding of caring for dogs. There are so many dogs out there that need help. People will contact us and they will report to us where there is a dog in distress, but we go out there and we'll try and do the best we can. We have trap cages. Sometimes it can take many days to trap a dog. Then when we get the dog into the cage, we have to then very skillfully move it into another smaller cage so that we can put it into our vehicle. They're rescued, they come into the shelter, and then we decide over the duration of time if they will then be classified as adoption or they will just stay here under our care.